My sainted mother! The carriage has stopped. Someone is getting out. A lady.
Are you sure it's her carriage?
It's pure white. The horses are pure white.
It's plainly and obviously a bridal carriage. Merlin, here's a calamity. Glimmer's carriage is halted below the hill.
I know. I remembered she would.
But it was officially arranged for her to stop here at the top of the hill. Royal brides are always meant atop the hill.
Thus, sound the trumpet, assemble the court, and march to the bottom.
It's wildly untraditional.
I hereby proclaim that from this day forth, all new queens shall be met at the foot of the hill. There, a brand new tradition. Does that solve it?
Sound the trumpet. We shall meet Lady Guinevere at the foot of the hill in the traditional fashion.
Arthur, come down out of the tree. Your Majesty, I know you're up there. Come down at once. What? Come down out of the tree. There's no one around. No one will hurt you.
I'm so angry, Merlin. I know you are. Because you called me what?
Yes. What? Your schoolboy's nickname. Is that what your behavior wants? Perched in a tree, trying to still look at your bride. Will you never learn patience?
I'm the king. Others must learn patience. How is she, Merlin? Is she beautiful?
I don't recall.
Rubbish! Are you pretending you don't see into the future?
When you live backwards in time as I do, and you have the future, as well as the past to remember, occasionally you do face.
Merlin, as your king, I command you to tell me if
She's beautiful.
quite or very?
Very.
Ooh. Merlin, why have you never taught me love and marriage?
Don't scrabble the two together that way. There are two separate things. And besides, I did teach you once. But as usual, your mind was elsewhere. You had better heed me well from now on. I shan't be here long.
Why not?
I've told you. I'm due to be bewitched by a nymph named Nimue.
Nimue fiddlesticks. Whenever you're displeased with me, you threaten me with this creature, Nimue.
It's not a threat. It will happen.
Well, when you know she's near, change yourself into a bat.
One cannot escape fate. She would come as a female bat.
Merlin, do you remember when I was a boy and you changed me to a hawk? What a feeling soaring through the air. For old time's sake, do it again. Right this minute, one last soar through the sky.
Why? So you go soaring through the sky to her carriage.
and see her through the window. No. Merlin, there are times I insist you remember who I am. You'll make me a hawk, or I'll have your head cut off. It's you who keep on forgetting who you are. Think of the joys you've brought to Camelot. A radiant, young princess, never before out of her castle. She's come by treaty to bring peace between peoples, a royal marriage. And where's the king? Swinging in the trees. Thank heaven history never knew. Thank heaven Mallory or Tennyson never found out. Thank heaven your own people are not aware of your behavior. Now go back to the castle. At once. My people indeed. As if they give a thought to what I'm thinking tonight. Oh, good and loyal subjects of the crown. Are you really staring up at the castle with a question mark in each eye? Wondering about the king's humor on his prenuptial night? Yes, you are. That's precisely what you are doing. Every last blessed one of you. I know what my people are thinking tonight. As home through the shadows they wander. Everyone smiling in secret delight. They stare at the castle and ponder. Whenever the wind blows this way, you can almost hear everyone say, I wonder what the king is doing tonight. What merriment is the king pursuing tonight? The candles at the court, they've never burned as bright. I wonder what the king is up to tonight. Out goes the final hour as she sees bridal bower being legally and regally prepared. Well, I'll tell you what the king is feeling tonight. He's scared. Oh, he's scared. You mean that a king who fought the dragon, whacked him in two and fixed his wagon, goes to be wed in terror and distress? Yes! You mean a warrior so calm and back when even his armor doesn't rattle, faces a woman petrified with fright? Oh, right! You mean that appalling clamoring that sounds like a blacksmith hammering is merely the banging of his loyal knees? Oh, please! You wonder what the king is wishing tonight. He's wishing he were in Scotland, fishing tonight. What occupies his time while waiting for his bride? He's searching high and low for some place to hide. And oh, the expectations, the sublime anticipation he must feel about the wedding night to come. Well, I'll tell you what the king is feeling tonight. He's numb, he shakes, he quells, he quakes, and that's what the king is doing tonight.
Genevieve, Saint Genevieve, it's Guinevere, remember me. Saint Genevieve, Saint Genevieve, I'm over here beneath this tree. You know how faithful and devout I am. You must admit I've always been a lamb. But Genevieve, Saint Genevieve, I won't obey you anymore. You've gone a bit too far. I won't be paid and bargained for like beads at a bazaar. Saint Genevieve, I've run away, eluded them and fled. And from now on I intend to pray to someone else instead. Genevieve, Saint Genevieve, where were you in my Genevieve? Why must I suffer the squalid destiny that when I reach the golden age of eligibility and wooability, is my fate determined by love and courtship? Oh no. Clause 1, fix the border. Clause 2, establish trade. Clause 3, deliver me. Clause 4, stop the war. Then 5, 6, pick up sticks. How cruel, how unjust. Am I never to know the joys of maidenhood? The ordinary, conventional, garden variety joys of maidenhood? Where are the simple joys of maidenhood? Where are all those adoring, daring boys? Where's the knight pining so for me, and leap to death and woe for me? Oh, where are a maiden's simple joys? Shan't I have the normal life a maiden should? Shall I never be rescued in a wound? Shall 2 knights never tilt for me, and let their blood be spilled for me? Oh, where are the simple joys of maidenhood? Shall I not be on a pedestal, what I competed for? Not be carried off, or better still, cause a little war? Where are the simple joys of maidenhood? Are those sweet, gentle pleasures good for good? Shall a few not be kin for me? Shall a kin not kill their kin for me? Oh, where are the trivial joys? Harmless, convivial joys? Where are the simple joys of
Doesn't harm you, lady. Wait! Don't run! Please! I won't harm you.
You lie! You leap at me and throw me to the ground.
I won't do any such thing.
Then you twist my arm and tie me to a tree.
But I won't.
Then you sling me over your shoulder and carry me off.
No, I swear it. By the sword Excalibur. I swear I won't touch you.
Why not? How dare you insult me in this fashion? Do my looks repel you?
No, you're beautiful.
Well then, we're alone. I'm completely defenseless. Oh, what kind of cad are you? Apologize at once.
I apologize. I'm not certain what I've done, but from the depths of my heart, I apologize.
I think I know. You heard me praying.
Couldn't help it, milady. You prayed rather loudly.
And you know who I am.
You're Guinevere.
Of course. You're afraid because I may be your queen. That accounts for your respectable, polite, despicable behavior.
Lady, I would never harm you for any reason. As for what to do with you, I'm at a loss. I know you are to be queen, and I should escort you back to your carriage. But at the same time, you're a maiden in genuine distress. It's chivalry versus country. I can't quite determine which call to obey.
You better decide quickly. They'll soon reach the carriage and discover I'm gone. Then all of Camelot will be searching for me. At least that will be exciting. Unless all of Camelot is like you, and they all go home to deliberate.
Why isn't Merlin here? He usually senses when I need him and appears. Why does he fail me now?
Who?
Well, Merlin, my teacher. I'm not accomplished at thinking, so I have him do it for me. He's the wisest man alive. He lives backwards.
I beg your pardon?
He lives backwards. He doesn't age. He youthens? He can remember the future, so he can tell you what you'll be doing in it. Do you understand?
Of course I don't understand. But if you mean he's some sort of a fortune teller, I'd give a year in paradise to know mine. I can never go home to my own castle, and I absolutely refuse to go on to that one.
You refuse to go on ever?
Ever. My only choice is... Don't stare, it's rude. Who are you?
Actually, they call me Wart.
What? What a ridiculous name. Are you sure you heard them properly?
Yes, it's a nickname. It was given to me when I was a boy.
You're rather sweet, in spite of your name. And I didn't think I'd like anyone in Camelot. Imagine hiding 7 hours on the verge of hysteria, sensing that horrible castle rising in the distance and running away. Then having a man hop from a tree like an overripe apple. You must admit, for my first day away from home, it's quite a plateful. If only I were not alone. Wart, why don't you... Is it really Wart?
Yes.
Wart, why don't you run away with me?
I run away with you?
Of course, my protector. Naturally, I would be brutalized. I expect that. But it would be dreadful if there were no one to rescue me. Imagine, we could travel the world. France, Scotland, Spain.
Oh, what a dream you spin. How easily I could be caught up in it. I can't, milady. To serve as your protector would satisfy the prayers of the most fanatic cavalier alive. But I must decline.
You force me to stay.
No, not at all.
But you know you're the only one I know in Camelot. Who else can I turn to?
Milady, if you persist in escaping, I'll find someone trustworthy and brave to accompany you.
You better do so quickly. There's not much time.
Oh, do look around you, milady. Reconsider. Camelot is unique. We have an enchanted forest where the fairy queen Morgan le Fay lives in an invisible castle. Highly original. We have a talking owl named Archimedes. Most unusual. We have unicorns with silver feet, the rarest kind. And we have far and away the most equitable climate in all the world, ordained by decree, extremely uncommon.
Oh, come now.
It's true. It's true. The crown has made it clear. The climate must be perfect all the year. A law was made a distant moon ago. July and August cannot be too hot. And there's a legal limit to the snow here in Camelot. The winter is forbidden till December, and exits March the 2nd on the dot. By order, summer lingers through September in Camelot. Camelot, Camelot, I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but in Camelot, Camelot, that's how conditions are. The rain may never fall till after sundown. By 8 a.m. the morning fog has flown. So let it be forgot that once there was a spot. The happily ever after in Veneering Camelot.
And I suppose
At night, of course.
Of course.
Camelot, Camelot, I know it gives a person pause, but in Camelot, Camelot, those are the legal laws. The snow may never slush upon the hillside. By 9 p.m. the moonlight must appear. In short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happily ever aftering than here in Camelot.
There she is!
What, please?
Forgive me, sire. I did not see you for a moment.
When I was a lad of 18, our dear King Pendragon died in London and left no one to succeed him. Only a sword stuck through an anvil which stood on a stone and read on it in letters of gold, "Whoso pulleth out this sword of this stone is rightwise king, born of all England." Many chaps tried to dislodge it, and none could. Finally, a great tournament was proclaimed for New Year's Day, so that all the mightiest knights could have a go at the sword. I went to London as squire to my cousin, Sir Kay. The morning of the tournament, Kay discovered he'd left his sword at home and gave me a shilling to go back and fetch it. On my way through England, I passed a square and saw their sword rising from the stone. Not thinking very clearly, I thought it was a war memorial. So I decided to save myself a journey and borrow it. I tried to pull it out, and I failed. So I tried again. I failed again. And I closed my eyes and with all my strength tried one last time. The sword moved in my hand. I heard a great roar. When I opened my eyes, the square was filled with people shouting, "Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king!" That's how I became king. I never knew I would be king. I never wanted to be king. Since I am, I've been ill at ease at my crown, till I fell from the tree. My eyes beheld you. Then suddenly, for the first time, I knew I was a king. I was glad to be king. Most astonishing of all, I wanted to be the wisest, most heroic, most splendid king who ever sat on any throne. If you will come with me, milady, I will escort you back to your carriage. This way.
I hear it never rains till after sundown. By 8, the morning fog must disappear. In short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happily ever after than here in Camelot. I'm afraid, Your Majesty.
Afraid?
Marriage is rather frightening, isn't it?
I must confess, your ladyship, it did occur to me once. But now, not marrying seems infinitely more terrifying.
What would have happened to the treaty?
It would have been broken. War would have been declared.
War over me? How simply thoughtless!